Deep within the catacombs of Morheim sits a relic of Skaven worship known as the Great Green Spike, an undead warband known as the Iron Crown, led by a fearsome vampiric witch, seeks to harness the power of the relic for their own deeds. Meanwhile, the Gutter Cutters of Clan Eshin have learned the plans of the undead and have been sent to defend the Great Green Spike from these invaders. However, the entrance to the catacombs is a secret to all, and both warbands must race to find it, all the while battling through the crowded streets of Mordheim. Will the undead claim the power of the relic, or will the Skaven prevent the invaders from violating their inner sanctum? So in our first game, the undead were scouring the ruins looking for clues for the location of the Great Green Spike, a relic of Skaven worship deep within the catacombs. The first battle, they met a band of Skaven warriors known as the Gutter Cutters, who sought to head them off and prevent them from finding the location. The undead were able to fight them back and discovered the location. And then in our second battle, they were making their way to the fabled entrance to the catacombs, and they were intercepted by the same warband in a chance encounter while they were taking their Weirdstone back to their horde, and they were able to win that game as well. However, the Skaven did make off with more Weirdstone than them. With their victory, they got to deploy on the actual Great Green Spike, and they are seeking to secure the Weirdstone for themselves. Who knows what the undead are up to? Maybe to build their own horde, use it to power their own undead horde and take over the Empire. The Skaven, having been beaten, were able to get the word out and are now scurrying to from the shadows to try and intercept and eliminate the undead who have violated the sanctity of their realm, their underground empire. And back there we have some more Skaven skulking in the shadows. And then we were able to send out a missive and we're able to recruit High Executioner Veskit, who's coming out of the shadows, and hopefully he will see to having these undead interlopers routed from our underground kingdom. We'll begin the scenario. We're playing Defend the Find with some modified deployment rules because I don't think Mordheim, the rules writers, accounted for verticality of this magnitude in their board descriptions and rules writing. We had him deploy within this area, which is the objective. These two floors are going to be considered the objective building, which he needs to hold. And for table edges, I just kind of roughly mixed my forces up and deployed them at the highest points and the lowest points here and there. If we can get more models standing in this building and around the Great Green Spike than the undead, then it'll be a victory for us. If not, if he's able to repel us, then the undead will be victorious. Yes, the attacker has the first turn. So we move down this small group here. That is a Black Skaven with our new Club Rat, a Vermican hero, and another Club Rat. And then over here, that's my leader there with the Fighting Claw, flanked by two rats. That is Snark, our newest Night Runner down there with a Verminkin and Giant Rat. Two Giant Rats here threatening the bottom of the staircase, as well as Veskit. He is making his way downtown. A Spear Rat and another Night Runner coming up the stairs to get onto this upper level. You might be wondering why there's a Skaven here. He's not infiltrating their ranks and gonna destroy them from within. He's actually a zombie. So they captured my leader last game and zombified him. So we're using that model to represent the zombie, and hopefully my leader can get into combat with that zombie and take him out and fully usurp him. The fighting has commenced. There were no blows struck in this fight. Veskit managed to knock down the warlock that charged at him. Yes, this dreg tucked in back there fired down at this group and killed the lead spearman. One less threat for them to deal with. However, there's still a lot of rats coming after them. So over here, the Necromancer, having not casted his fear spell because he was too busy trying to track where all the rats were coming from, got charged. One giant rat moved from this group over to the downed warlock to hopefully put him out of his misery, while Veskit charged the dreg giant rat failed his leadership to charge, but this night runner passed with his measly leadership of 4 and charged the zombie on that bridge. We've got the leader with his escort of 2 giant rats. These rats are standing still because they're gonna fire their slings off. And then we've got one more black Skaven over here. He's got Art of Silent Death, I believe, hopefully to get at these zombies on this bridge. These guys fired 4 shots and did not manage to wound a zombie. So over here, somehow that necromancer held out. Veskit managed to stun the dragon, so the giant rat was able to rip his throat out. That giant rat did not take that man out. This night runner failed to wound the zombie. Why don't you make the zombie strike back? I don't think he attacked. Gets his 1 attack, hitting on, that's a hit.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
6.
Bludgeoning attack. It's a 5 on the crit table. Carrying 2 weapons, roll to see, so I lose 1 dagger.
Oh, okay.
And then you roll the injury anyway.
5. Your luck today. I feel so bad.
Well, I mean, that's Morheim.
Yeah.
It's a gambling game at heart. With that update, yeah, there's no longer a night runner there. We've still got these guys waiting for us. Yeah, the Skaven are really not doing well. We're gonna have to hope that Veskit can pull his weight. We paid 80 gold for him. We could have bought several rats for that, so hopefully he's several rats worth of fighting claws. Oh, we haven't done random happenings.
Oh.
Well, we'll do them now. On to the undead turn. Let's see if we get a random happening.
1.
A 1! We got a random happening! Roll a d66, okay?
So 45.
A pit fighter. So a pit fighter shows up. He decides to seize the opportunity to offer his services to the warband with the lowest warband rating. Oh good, that's you, because I'm at 183 with Veskit. So a pit fighter shows up to join the fight on the side of the undead, clearly sensing that the Skaven are not going to be the winning side. The pit fighter descends into the catacombs, having heard the commotion, says, I could probably make some money fighting down there. Just about ready to flank my verminkin there. So let's see if Veskit can do something good here and battle his way up the tower by himself, because apparently he's the only one that's going to get anything done. Dreg shuffling around here. Dreg moved out from the alcove, kind of towards the bridge. Zombie shuffled up. 2 zombies charged over here, charged my rats. I do need to make fear checks there. The pit fighter failed his charge. He was out of range to hit those verminkin down this ladder. The vampire moved from the top floor down this ladder and is stuck in behind the necromancer, so not quite in combat yet. Dire rat just shuffling around on this floor.
That guy stood up.
And he stood up, so he's in combat with that rat. Dreg shot at my black Skaven, but the cover kept him alive. This dreg fired down at that rat that is still scared at the bottom there. And you cast Luck of Shemtek on your warlock there, so he gets a reroll failed dice rolls. The rat survived the attack with my former leader, but the other zombie was killed by my rat. The necromancer survived both attacks from the rats. Yeah, he sliced up my night runner, who got stunned, failed his initiative, fell all the way down to the top of the stairs, and was killed on impact. So he died. Yeah, my rat was knocked down by the warlock. So I'm not routing yet. I have to lose 1 more model. Let's see if I can friggin' turn this around. All right, we had a charge. My black Skaven passed his leadership and passed his initiative test to run along the rooftop, jump down, and hit that zombie. Over here, Veskit charged the warlock. I didn't move this rat, but he's gonna go up towards the objective. I didn't move that rat either, but I need to do that. And then fittingly here, my new leader with the fighting claws, he charged the old leader, Thrich, using the leader's leadership, charged that zombie, so that rat's stuck in there. These verminkin repelled down the ladder, took up position there to hopefully maybe get some slings off. And we're trying to stay away from the pit fighter, who's going to be advancing down this ladder and probably charging us within a couple turns. So my verminkin here fired their slings at the dreg that was parked at the top of the bridge, and my newly promoted verminkin to hero managed to take him out. Black Skaven here managed to take out a zombie. We managed to just knock down our former leader zombie. However, this rat was tired of their bullshit and pushed the zombie off the ladder, who fell and landed on the scaffolding and smashed into a million pieces. Veskit managed to take out the warlock, who had overstayed his welcome. let's do this fight really quick. So I've got you on initiative. We're both weapon skill 3, so I'm hitting you on a 4. That's a 2, so I miss. Nope. So slap fight there, nothing happens. You're at route threshold now?
13.
It's 13, so 4 models. So yeah, you're definitely at route threshold. So let's see, using your vampire's leadership of 8, 2 dice, needing 8 or lower to stay in the battle. That's a 9.
That's a 9.
So that's it.
All right.
Game. So the campaign comes to an end. The vampire and his minions were able to infiltrate the sanctum of the rats and partially desecrate their holy relic here. But the rats eventually closed in despite the many mishaps and surprise arrivals. The rats were able to hold off the interlopers and force them back to the surface, and for them to regroup and maybe one day build up an army big enough to actually take the Great Green Spike.
Yeah.
So we never got to see the resolution between the old leader and the new leader, but maybe he'll show up next battle for them to meet again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Good game, good game.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a beautiful piece. Thank you so much for having me over
Yeah, no problem.
and building this for us. It was cool to go over, the ideation together and see it come together. I think it's like one of the best pieces I've ever seen come out of your little office over there. Like combined with the catacombs, it just like rounds it out so perfectly.
It did. Perfectly.
With all the bridges, it filled in so nicely.
Yeah.
And like every inch of this board saw some like play today.
Yeah, it was really great.
It
plays really well. It plays way better than I thought it would ever. So.
Yeah, I was concerned when I was, when I first saw it, I saw all these platforms and stuff. I'm like, how's somebody gonna like navigate all this? But once we just stuck a couple ladders, bridges, little platforms here and there, it really became quite easy to navigate. Measuring is a bit difficult, but that's Morheim in general. But yeah, it's a great piece. It was an awesome centerpiece, and the battle around it was pretty intense. We saw lots of people falling, which was kind of funny.
Yeah, I've never seen that mechanic in action, so it's finally.
Yeah,
it's really cool to see that.
I feel like with a map like this, falling is a bit inevitable, but we got to see a lot of cool gameplay stuff that you don't normally see on flatter boards.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, thanks for having me over.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can do it again sometime.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
All right, man.